Anyway, so I had an idea for us to watch another movie, because I know we had a ball doing it last time with the Suburban Sasquatch.
Let's do it.
This one, however, unfortunately, is, well, it's on DVD, but it's extremely rare and out of print, and I'm not gonna pay like $100 and whatever dollars it is, but we can watch it digitally. But I wanted to kind of go over the synopsis, maybe show you the picture of the cover.
You don't even have the movie then?
No, we can watch it in there digitally. But what I'm saying is, I would like to have the like we did with the Suburban Sasquatch, have the physical Blu-ray here to be able to. No, once you go with what I'm saying here, I want to have the physical Blu-ray as we're talking about it. Yes. So I printed this out.
Piece of crap.
I printed this out.
Get the physical copy.
Yeah, I know. I printed this out so we can kind of go over the synopsis and see what we're getting ourselves into. So why don't you read that?
Okay, hang on. It's called Bigfoot vs. DB Cooper, starring Eric Roberts, like actual Eric Roberts?
Yeah, well,
like best of the best Eric Roberts?
I guess so.
When a group of young hunters arrive at a lodge in the Pacific Northwest for a secluded getaway, they expect to have a relaxing and enjoyable time away from civilization. Little do they know that the hunters will become the hunted, as it soon becomes clear that something else lives out there.
I think it's odd that the cover is, and the title is Bigfoot versus DB Cooper, but nowhere in the description does it mention DB Cooper.
It doesn't mention DB Cooper.
It just goes to young hunters.
So wait a minute.
When did that happen? When did he steal that money?
60, 70, something like that.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if this is going to be accurate, as far as like the dress, the clothing, you know what I mean? Like, did they take the time to make sure that it's historically accurate?
I would imagine that they will.
My question is, if DB Cooper never surfaced, how'd this story get out?
You're missing the point completely.
Jesus Christ, let's just watch the movie.
Let's do it.
Spooked out yet?
Some ominous music.
Is this Sasquatch or a werewolf? What is that supposed to...
Is that supposed to be DB Cooper?
I'm not sure. I can't imagine.
So I'm wondering, they didn't have any early 70s clothes, so they just said, take all your clothes off. That way we don't have to worry about, anything that stands out too much.
Hair cut off.
I guess that's one way to do it.
Well, you have a lot of explaining to do because of your actions.
Was that the worst movie you've ever seen in your life?
I've never had to walk out of a movie like that before. Ever.
Why? Can you explain why you walked away?
I've soldiered through some really bad movies. First of all,
Well, I knew it was bad going in.
No, let him talk, please.
First of all, don't call it a movie. Don't call it a movie, man. Because you're just insulting, like, the whole history of cinema by calling this a movie. This was the most, like, you know what? Like, I think I hated this more than Solo.
Wow.
Wow.
And I despise
You despise Solo.
Are we actually going to see this guy's whole hike? Because that's what it's feeling like.
I'm going to assume, yeah.
Like this is a 1-to-1 of him actually walking through the woods for 2 miles.
It's real-time walk.
Wow.
This was clearly exploitation, an exploitation movie.
That's an understatement.
But geared towards a different audience than most exploitation movies I'm used to watching, which most exploitation movies I've ever seen involve boobs. This was chest of a different variety, but it was plenty of it. And I feel like I've lost some innocence after seeing that.
Is that even DB Cooper narrating?
I'm so confused. That is DB Cooper narrating, but why is there another shirtless guy?
They got Coors Banquet to make it look like the oldest bottle of beer they could find.
What is going on here?
What are you guys doing? I bet you there's a heart-shaped bed and 3 cameras and lights set up in the freaking living room. And you know what's weirder? There's one guy fully dressed when no one else is. I think that's the weird part. It was a borderline gay porn. Let's just call it what it is. It was.
All right, so this movie, for those of you who haven't seen it, please God, don't watch it. They try to haphazardly take this legend of DB Cooper, which was an actual event that happened, and tie it into Bigfoot hanging out in the woods, stalking and doing peeping Tom stuff on a bunch of shirtless guys who all randomly hang out in a mansion alone with their shirtless friends.
Do you realize outside of Eric Roberts' narration, there was like maybe 37 seconds of actual dialogue in this film?
You know what? This seemed like it should have been a 10 to 12 minute short film. And it
was
added with like an hour plus worth of useless, just pointless. Like, how was this? Like 45 minutes of dudes posing with a gun in the mirror. And
Okay.
What was going on?
Okay, to go back to the plot, and trust me, I use that loosely. So apparently, there's this 18-year-old kid who was in Vietnam, and who was friends with DB Cooper.
Served with.
Underneath,
Served
actually,
with.
yes. And so this guy in the woods is basically gonna meet DB Cooper whenever he jumps out of the plane.
Getaway man, right?
Exactly. And in the meantime, he goes to this lodge and meets these dudes that are already in the lodge, which he didn't expect to be there. And so I think the whole premise is he's trying to keep them occupied or out of the way while he waits for the rendezvous.
But wait, though, they weren't gonna go back to that lodge, were they? They weren't gonna go to that lodge.
Are you saying it doesn't make sense?
Hang on, wait a second. No, it doesn't make sense because, listen, he meets up with these guys randomly. They're like, hey, do you want to come bird hunting with us? He says, sure. He just had to say nothing because by the time DB Cooper had gotten there, everybody already gone back to the lodge.
I know.
They weren't supposed to go to the lodge. They were supposed to get in the fucking truck and leave.
It really takes you out of the movie when the plot holes are that big.
So the original shirtless guy was in cahoots with DB Cooper.
Yes. And
Which you find that out an hour and 10 minutes into the movie. That's which you walked out on, by the way.
which, you know, it's that's the twist. That's the twist at the end of the movie. You know, we didn't see it coming because obviously we were just so mesmerized by endless sequences
Of guys in underwear.
real-time footage of dudes just walking around, hiking, jogging, posing.
In the first 20 minutes of the other movie, we saw freaking dead people. We saw freaking limbs.
We saw limbs flying,
Bodies
disappearing.
Yeah.
So we've gotten a third of the movie,
Yes. Ish.
and all we've seen is an airport and a bunch of shirtless dudes running around.
Yes.
For 20 minutes.
Yes. Accurate.
I think a pervert wanted to make a movie, said, you know what? There's a bunch of people that like shirtless men. I can market to them. And then he went and made this movie for like $75 and a day's worth of shooting.
And an iPhone or something.
And yeah, I have access to this Bigfoot costume, or I can go to Spirit Halloween and get this, and it costs like $50. That was $50 of the $75 budget that he had to work with. Already had access to that house.
Do you think he knew the script when he did his narration?
There's no fucking way.
I don't think so.
Go ahead, chime in.
Oh, I'm saying that what script?
I would love to have seen his reaction once he actually saw the product.
Because his narration
had
nothing to do with anything that was.
You didn't get anything.
It could have been for like a documentary, a docu-series, or it could have been anything in his eyes. It could have been an actual genuine movie about DB Cooper.
Well, a couple things. One, it gives me hope that, okay, wait, we can get someone like Eric Roberts to narrate like.
Not anymore, because I probably didn't want to see a script after that.
Script now.
He's got post-traumatic stress syndrome from it.
I don't understand why.
He's sitting there just like beating the pillow when he's watching this, like, what did they con me into?
I don't understand why the DB Cooper storyline had to be tied in to any of it. If the end result was he turned into big, again, okay, he was never caught. Why wasn't he caught? Because he's Bigfoot. You could have just made that a thing. It didn't have to be DB Cooper.
Please die.
You gotta be kidding.
You've got to put that shot.
You gotta be kidding me.
Okay, now if y'all want to tap out, maybe. What is Bigfoot doing? Why is he being so sensuous with him?
You've got to put that shot in the video, please. I promise.
What?
Wait a minute. What?
I love that you can see the rubber bending on the gloves. Oh my gosh. Dude, they're gonna go back and forth.
I'm done.
Just come back. No. Come back.
So wait.
He couldn't handle it.
Can I ask you a question? Because you walked out when Bigfoot was being very sensuous with what was the guy's name? Jonathan.
Oh,
Whatever
you
his name
remember
was.
the character names, huh?
Wow.
There was a Johnny. They really don't.
That
Johnny Appleseed.
that's yeah, that's what tipped me over the edge.
That's what not the guy in the shower who was mashing in the shower. Clearly, it was when Bigfoot decided he wanted to get handsy. That tipped you.
I'm surprised they didn't show Bigfoot with a shotgun posing in the mirror too.
And Bigfoot was in whitey tighties.
Because up to that point, I was thinking, okay, well, at least Bigfoot's gonna off all of these guys, and they're gonna get theirs, which they deserve. But the fact that he decided to participate, I wasn't having that, dude.
Was there no budget for fake blood either? Like, come on.
They used what little
Something.
they had to throw on those bones that were just strategically placed in that pile.
Whatever budget they had, it was freaking on Eric Roberts, who it was the actual
Why?
Eric Roberts, to be fair.
Why was Bigfoot a pervert?
A question as old as time.
You know how many Bigfoot Sasquatch documentaries I've watched?
A lot.
How many books I've read?
A lot.
Not once. There's some crazy theories out there about Bigfoot.
None that he's
have
unheard
I heard the theory that Bigfoot is a pervert. That
I mean, you got a point. Maybe
he's a peeping Tom
he's a peeping Tom.
and a fondler.
This was definitely in the script, right? What is this?
Is Bigfoot looking through his? What is he doing? Looking through the window?
Bigfoot is a pervert.
Why did there need to be a DB Cooper tie-in? I don't get that.
How much
You didn't even answer that. Look at
Did
you.
DB Cooper have?
Like 13 seconds until the very end, which you walked out of. Which, oh my gosh. Apparently, if you fight Bigfoot, he scratches you, you become Bigfoot.
Yeah.
It's still going?
No, you missed it, dude. It got epic.
Baloney.
They just fought.
In your underwear?
No, he just killed Bigfoot.
It's a mark.
Is he gonna turn into Bigfoot?
He's a were Bigfoot?
He's a weird.
He's a were Bigfoot.
Is that in Bigfoot lore that you've researched?
And apparently DB Cooper, wait a minute, DB Cooper not only pulled off one of the greatest heists of all time, and whether he got away with it or not, alive or not, we don't know, right? But he also murdered Bigfoot. He's that badass. He can conquer
With his
Bigfoot.
bare hands, mind you.
With his bare hands.
But he turned into Bigfoot.
He turned into Bigfoot.
So Bigfoot's like a werewolf.
Yes. Where Bigfoot?
Or vampire, or however you want to look at it, yeah.
So So that's the explanation of why they never found him.
Yes.
Is because
Because
they
he
were-
turned-
they were
he turned
looking
into
for
a
the wrong
Bigfoot.
thing. They were
He
looking
turned
for
into a Bigfoot.
a human when he's a Bigfoot.
Yes.
So you know what? It sounds to me like that was the germ of the idea to make the movie. Was, hey, what if they didn't find him because he wasn't human anymore?
If they were gonna do that, why couldn't he? When he attacked, wait a minute! Oh, he attacked all these other dudes, but they didn't turn into Bigfoots.
Because he killed them. He didn't just scratch them, he killed them.
So when I walked out, the guy that he was fondling got killed.
Oh, he was offed. He was murdered.
It seemed like he liked that guy for some reason.
Well,
Very much.
that guy was a very lazy lover. He just stood there.
Hold on. What if that wasn't really a real Bigfoot? What if that was just some pervert human who got turned into Bigfoot?
Well, no,
Yes.
because okay.
He
wait a minute.
He was out randomly scoping out these guys to begin with. Then got attacked by Bigfoot
Bigfoot
and just
got him.
continued on.
Oh my god.
Colors aren't even going. That's great.
What? What?
So DB Cooper has been on a whole airline this whole time, airliner, commercial airliner, and the foot those.
Jumps out of a bomber.
Hey,
What?
So yes, no. Oh, it gets better than that. Oh, you missed it. This is why you don't walk out of movies.
Right.
There's a CG model is
It was
coming
bad.
towards the camera. The props weren't even moving, propellers.
Yeah.
And it's like the model wasn't complete because they went through it and there was this huge gap, no seats in front. It's like, you have a 3D mesh.
Yeah.
And like the virtual camera goes through it and you can kind of see inside the mesh. That's yes.
No.
And that's just in the movie. That's just in the movie.
You left at the wrong time, dude, because it got really good. Well, for this movie, it got really good as soon as you walked out. Yeah, it did. So he's been on a commercial plane the entire time, and then they show him jumping out of a military-grade airplane, right? Or aircraft, sorry. And then, when they brought him the ransom money, he went out to meet the guys on the tarmac. And what did you say?
It wasn't even tarmac.
Why did they just get him?
Yeah, why did they just get him? Well, it wasn't even the tarmac because it was like somebody's front porch because there was like bricks
It was basic
and like grass
concrete,
and then
right.
bricks.
It was basic concrete. But, it was supposed to have been, right. But no, you're right. Like, why didn't they just nab him then?
Why? I don't know. I don't know because you know why.
He has said that I'll detonate the bomb on the plane if you don't give me the money. So he goes down there, bomb's still on the plane.
Okay.
But hey, what am I doing? I'm coming up with plot here.
Or maybe
Yeah, because the writer didn't.
maybe the explanation is actually the one shot they had of him in the airplane was literally like this with white poster board behind it, and so for him to be able to have a shot of him going through money, you would have to get it wider,
Right.
to possibly show an actual airline seat.
There was no plane. There was no, and even the footage from inside the plane, I think you said that he probably was on a plane too somewhere and just like kind of,
Right,
gone.
right, but that wasn't the.
I doubt it. I doubt it. That was some stock footage BS somewhere.
I don't think that was stock footage. I think that you see this all the time, especially if like there's movies that go in the hospitals or airports. You even saw it in the airport here or an airplane. It's just like,
Sure. No, sure, you're right.
You think they use?
I no. If he didn't have a budget to make a movie, he didn't have a budget to fly anywhere, is what I'm saying.
yeah, but but you could just like do that, like if you're just flying home for Thanksgiving or something like that. I mean, it's possible. It could have been stock footage. It could have been stock, but even then, like it's
2014.
Even then, that kind of stock footage, what I witnessed there, that's not usually what stock footage looks like. Stock footage is still going to look. You're going to get like set up actors. And so if they're going to do stock footage of an airplane,
That's true.
They're actually going to have the inside of an airplane. They're going to have actors, and they're going to get really nice shots.
You're right.
That was just some random quick shot of some back of people's heads.
You're right.
What is going on with these dudes with no? Why does no one have a shirt on in this movie?
Those aren't 70s shoes.
Or shorts.
Or shorts. Or haircuts, for that matter.
This movie has way worse sins than using stock footage.
No, I agree. I'm just
It's
saying.
set in 1971, but there's literally nothing in the movie that says that.
Yeah. Well,
From the mid 80s rock music soundtrack, when the guys
The
are
song was
posing
good,
in
though.
mirrors.
the song was good.
The haircuts.
The haircuts.
Their bodies didn't even look 70s. I don't even know quite what that means.
No, I know what you mean. No, you're right though. He's right.
Their bodies didn't look 70s.
He's right.
For crying out loud, why does nobody wear clothes in this thing?
I thought there was a more innocent explanation for the guys not wearing any clothes. I truly thought at first, I was like, okay,
No
they
wardrobe
they
money or
couldn't
something,
find
right?
A early 70s wardrobe. So they're trying to get by that by having these dudes wear nothing really, so you can't call
And
them
plus,
out.
they're jogging, so it's understandable they might not have a shirt on. But once you're inside
Once they start getting the close-ups of the abs, like, okay, okay.
It wasn't that they were trying to hide that they didn't have any early 70s
Wait a minute.
attire.
Is he gonna take off his clothes?
I hope so.
It was intent. All these dudes are shirtless because somebody likes it. Not because they're trying to hide their lack of wardrobe, of
Yes.
era accurate
do it.
wardrobe.
Oh,
It's
man.
just some dude.
The director's a pervert.
even before that, once you get inside the house and the shirtless dudes just keep multiplying. You start scratching your head. You're like, hold on a minute. What is going on here?
What is going on here? And even still at that point, I'm still thinking, there's a more innocent explanation. I was like, they just literally can't find like those tight 1970s, and the bell bottoms and everything. They just can't find the clothes.
The thing is, the wardrobe, even if they were just jogging, would have been completely off because they would they would have been jogging in like those high-rise basketball shorts.
How about this? Don't even make it set in the 70s. That'd be your first, thing that you can do.
Because DB Cooper. But
No.
Anyway.
But no. So DB Cooper's done his thing. Some guys go off camping in the wilderness or whatever. They run across DB Cooper, who's been in the woods for the last 40 years hunting big feet.
Okay, so set in modern times.
Yes.
Okay, I actually like that.
He's like.
Can we make that movie?
He's like a Bigfoot. He's like a warrior. He's got Bigfoot. He's got his own cave. His Bigfoot skulls all
He
around.
needed the money to fund his trek.
Yeah. And he's basically a warrior tracking down all the Bigfoot and killing them. And these
I actually like that.
And these,
like he's a fucking predator. And
yes,
shit.
and these guys run across him.
Thoughts, Rob? You're over there shaking your head.
I don't understand why it has to be DB Cooper. It could be any guy. Any guy to that.
Well, right.
That's what I'm thinking. They were stuck because somebody had an idea. Hey, what if they never found him because he turned into a Bigfoot? And they were stuck with that and had to shoehorn the rest of the movie into that idea.
Yeah, that's actually what I was trying to figure out while we were watching it. I was like, which idea came first? I want to do a Bigfoot movie. I want to do a DB Cooper movie.
Yeah.
And then somebody went, hey, is that what happened?
I think so.
Or there was a fight. Said, well, I'm not doing that DB Cooper movie. I want to do a Bigfoot movie, and then this was their compromise.
I want to do a big DB Cooper
How often do
movie.
you turn into a Bigfoot because you got attacked by one, though?
Well, this is the only, literally the only recorded case was we just saw it.
You get bit or scratched by a werewolf.
I like how genuine that
get
question
turned
was.
into one. And when they were like, "Oh, we're onto a really original idea here, guys."
Yeah, Dad. It's like, hey,
Oh,
man,
it was
we're
unique.
gonna change the landscape with this idea. There's so many Bigfoot movies, but what about where Bigfoot?
You know what? I hate dissing on like movie makers or artists or
Oh, whoever made this wasn't a movie maker. Oh, the gloves are off.
because
I felt a little bad for the suburban
man.
Sasquatch
Because
guy.
I know, we know what goes into that kind of thing now, right? We know the years of preparation that goes into doing. Nah, they had like days of preparation.
I'm wondering if the editor was also the writer and the director.
Yeah, yes.
Here's the thing.
No. The editor was the only female on the project.
outside of the stewardess.
Well, right, but she was paid to do that.
Right.
He was the only person.
So was she the reason why there were these long, unnecessarily drawn-out shots of dudes?
Well, she edited it.
There was a story by whoever, and then the script was by the director and that guy, and he was also the one who filmed it.
Yes, I know what it's like to have somebody crap all over your work, but this was so minimal effort, low effort.
Yeah, it was.
And either it's clear as day that this was literally
you know
just
what? It deserved.
this was just thrown together to get a cheap buck from gay people.
You guys said I missed the good parts, but I don't regret walking out when I did. Like, I mean, I'm done.
I actually respect that statement.
I don't care. I don't care if it like got epic afterwards.
Space battle
It
scene
was.
and shit.
I was.
Yeah, but that makes it.
Sasquatch genuinely gave me a headache. I genuinely got nauseous watching this movie, and I'm not joking.
Was it the fondling part that really caused the nausea?
I started getting queasy before that.
Okay, but that was just the point with no return.
that was
the
great.
point where you had to go get the Pepto.
I thought we were almost over
Wait a
with.
minute, we still have 45 minutes left?
Yes!
Please no.
There's still 36 minutes left in this movie.
Dude, I can't.
Oh, we could tap out. We could tap.
No, we can't. No, we can't. We're finishing it.
Dude, I can't.
Dude, there's no way this movie's about to end. That's clear. It's not about to end.
I know, that's why I can't handle. Dude, I can't handle another half hour plus of this.
During the fondling part, why was it necessary to have that angle, like up crotch. Why was that necessary?
I think we all know why that shot was necessary.
They were targeting an audience.
So you think this was made for the?
How could it not be?
It was.
How could it not? Seriously, how could it not?
I mean,
try to tell me that this was made for a general audience.
it was not.
Oh, there's no
It was not.
way that this was made for a general
Okay,
audience. No, this movie was clearly.
You know why? They had that,
That's why the
angle.
up crotch shot.
Movie poster. Accurate?
No.
Let's see.
Because this right here, I'm like, I want to see that movie. You know.
See that. The Bigfoot looks nothing like this.
You know, all of these movies made for homosexuals. You know what we're missing? We're missing a Bigfoot movie. Genre.
What is the infatuation with these guys posing with their freaking toy rifles?
They better not go through.
He wasn't even putting 100% into that. Did you see that?
That's where they wanted to go with it. Fine. The unforgivable thing for me was the editing and the pacing. Starting right from the beginning, you're seeing all this B-roll for no reason, and this dude just running, and then cut to a Bigfoot lurking, and then B-roll, and the guy's running, and it just keeps going. No reason. And then they're in the house, and one by one, you see each dude slowly walk up the stairs, go in, take their shorts off, pose with the gun for 5 minutes, and it just repeats over and over. That was like 35 minutes worth of the film right there for no reason. It's like, okay, you had one dude did it, you get the point, right? No, you have to see the rest of them do the exact same thing.
He's getting so mad.
Dude, I'm so riled up by that. Like,
They better not go through each and every one of these dudes taking their clothes off and flexing in front of the mirrors.
I kind of hope they do now, just to see your reaction. I want you to get so irate with this.
It's the next dude that's gonna go to take his clothes off to flex in the mirror
Come
now.
on, please do it. Please do it.
What in
do
the
it.
world? I hope the dude with his clothes on is the only one who survives. I hope all those other guys get it, because they deserve it.
Define get it.
No,
Yeah, what kind of movie is this?
he's gonna
Nope.
be just like the
Nope,
rest of
here we go.
Yes.
You gotta
Yes.
be kidding me.
Yes. Yes.
What are they doing?
if it was reversed and this was a movie where you know it was females doing that, at a certain point, I'd be like, okay, we get the point. Okay, we get the point. You know, but they just keep doing the same same thing over and over again.
Okay, so
The one dude that was clothed couldn't stay clothed.
the one dude that was close couldn't say. Okay, so hang on, you guys want me? Let me read this real quick.
I'm surprised DB Cooper didn't have to take his clothes off too.
That would have been actually, you know what? If I was a director, I would have done that. I would have might as well have.
Might as well
He's like, oh yeah, Bigfoot, well, you ain't seen nothing yet. Rip.
So the plane was going from Portland to Seattle. During that trip, he said, hey, I got a bomb. I need $200,000. When they landed at SeaTac, he got the money. That same plane took off, headed to Mexico City, and he jumped out before. It was a Boeing 727,
So not a C-130.
not a C-130, right? So no planes changed anything like that. Now, it is said that he did jump from closer to the rear of the airplane, but, you know, emergency doors and whatnot. So,
No.
it definitely would not have had a drawbridge type door like the C-130. Right.
DB
That's the
Cooper
thing.
went through all that trouble and hassle and planning to not be able to spend his money at the end because he turned into a Bigfoot.
Yes.
Not my money, you big hairy son of a bitch!
You stole $200,000, jumped off a plane, and killed one of the greatest urban legends. You're famous.
Why didn't they just make it a werewolf then, if that was the case? It didn't need to be Bigfoot. A werewolf would have explained a whole lot more and made more sense. The werewolf still could have been killing people. He still could have been a peeping Tom. He still could have, actually, yeah, that would have, because he would have been a dude still. You know what I mean? Like he would still turn back into human at some point.
I think you bring up some valid points. I'm not sure.
It didn't have to be Bigfoot.
Actually, nothing had to be anything.
It should have been Bigfoot. It should have been a werewolf.
It didn't need to be a bunch of shirtless guys. It didn't need to be, the movie didn't need to exist.
Has anybody else reviewed this movie?
Oh yeah, other people have.
Okay,
yeah.
Okay.
Definitely other people have. That's how I knew it existed.
Mental exercise. Now, what were the saving graces of the movie?
Oh wow! We're gonna do this every time. What's the good points?
Hang on.
What are the good points?
It ended.
That's generic. You can't do that.
There were no good points. Okay.
Their abs were pretty good.
Okay, right. They were fit. Well, half of them were fit. DB Cooper was the best actor.
Was he? I didn't see him.
No, he was. Well, hang on.
I saw like 3 seconds of him.
They had Eric Roberts. So there's that.
He didn't. His narration wasn't bad.
The film. Well,
no, that's easily the best part of the movie.
Yeah. The film quality was good.
Honestly, the twist at the end, where the
twist at the end, okay.
with the big, where you become the Bigfoot. I mean, I've never seen that before, so it really makes you think.
Okay.
It makes you think. What if I'm in the forest and I encounter a Bigfoot? Will I become a Bigfoot?
Was that DB Cooper?
Or was that DB Cooper?
I gotta be honest.
I'm invested in the plot.
Same. This is kind of awesome. Like,
your mind is just wrapped around. It's gone so far to what the hell that it's wrapped around the.
I want to know what the payoff is now. I done forgot about Sasquatch.
Take a moment to apologize to the director / writer of Suburban Sasquatch,
Waskovich,
and say I'm sorry because your movie wasn't that bad compared to what we just saw.
Yeah.
So there's that.
Yeah, there's that.
Hey, look, Suburban Sasquatch, it wasn't the best. It didn't have the best effects, shooting, or anything, but you could tell there was some effort and love put into it. You can tell that he actually tried. You don't always try and succeed. This was not trying. This was just throwing down. This was, hey, how many shirtless guys can I put into a movie? Stretch out the runtime and
6, by the way,
and then flimsily throw in a random story about Bigfoot and DB Cooper, and then call it a movie. And that's what this is. I'm very disappointed. I'm disappointed that, I was really hoping we'd get something spooky, but we just got all horny instead.
Well, 1, no, we didn't. 2, do you watch these movies before you're like, hey guys?
I suspect he'd seen this one before.
I've never seen this. I try to go into the blind as you guys. Now, obviously, since I am picking them, I kind of have an idea of what it's about. And I saw like just a couple of like spots of this, and I'm like, okay. That's why I was kind of like laughing. I can't. Like, but when we did the last one, I was like, I know what the next one's gonna be, laughing. But I'd never seen Suburban Sasquatch. Terror Tunes, obviously I've seen that, and then Chupacabra, I've seen that one well. But
we've seen some bad movies. I've never seen anything like this before. Like there was no redeeming quality, in my opinion.
Yes.
For this.
Can we honestly actually say that this may not even be a movie? I think there's an argument.
I would feel better to say this is not a movie.
I think there's an argument to be made that this is not the worst movie you've ever seen because it's not a movie.
Well, it's the worst moving picture I've seen. I'll say that much.
Moving picture. What are you, in the fucking 30s? What is wrong with you?
I'm surprised we didn't see their whole trip back.
What is going on in this movie?
That dude's got Converse on, because 70s, right? What the
Billy, you found this movie,
I was
right?
about to say that. Now we know why he wanted to see
Now we know why he wanted to watch this.
I heard this was a really bad one. I wanted to check it out. I wanted to go in fresh though.
Let's take our time doing everything else.
Those are toy guns. Those guns might as well have a little cork and string in the freaking.
They're BB guns at best.
So Bigfoot versus DB Cooper, a good or a bad?
Oh, it's a bad. It's 9 thumbs down. If I had 10 fingers and 9 of them were thumbs, they're all down. If the scale is 1 to 10, you're like, okay, we can be funny. Yeah, 1 to 10, it's a 0. 10's the best. You're a 12. Okay, I get it, right? If the scale is 1 to 10, this is a 1. Low end of the spectrum for sure.
I can't imagine there's anything worse out there.
But because one is the worst. That's the thing. One's the worst.
This is perfect analogy. It's like when somebody is doing something funny, like ha ha ha, it's funny, like the guys have no shirt on, ha ha. But then it's like after a while that joke starts to get like wear down, and everyone kind of looks at each other and is like, okay, this is actually not funny. This is not funny anymore. This is actually kind of getting kind of sad and disturbing, and all the laughter starts turning into moans. It's exactly what happened through the entire length of this movie, and it just became what the F funny to like mind numbing.
No, it did. You're right. I agree with everything you're saying.
I don't.
But hang on. If the scale is actually 1 to 10, then it's a 1. It's at the bottom. Now, if we want to be cute and be like, oh, well, 1 to 10, but I'm going to rate it lower, 0.25 because of Eric Roberts.
I don't think there was anything funny about this. There was nothing in there that was humorous or even amusing. Straight from the beginning, it was confusion with me. It's like, what's going on? Why is this dude not wearing any clothes, jogging?
I mean to a man, because what I'm doing is I'm confusing the reactions of you with humor that is actually in the movie. So there wasn't a lot of funny things in the movie to make you laugh at, but your reactions are what was just making me laugh.
Genuinely confused, just genuinely befuddled at what I was.
Because this is absolutely a movie back in the day I would have tricked you into watching. And to your reaction, what the heck, man?
Like Logan's Run.
I kind of think he did.
I think he did.
He knew what was
I think
going
he
to
knew what
happen.
was going to happen in this one, yeah.
I do.
I'm just saying I wouldn't put it past you.
I mean, I did not know exactly what we were getting into, but I've never seen it.
I feel like you're laughing because you've lost your mind. A little bit. I gotta be honest.
If you're scratched by a Bigfoot, you become Bigfoot.
I gotta be honest. I didn't see that twist coming.
It makes you kind of appreciate some of these other creators.
You guys are making my
some of these other directors
prostate inflame.
No, I think it's just because you're horny from the movie.
You walked into that one, dude. I think we're done. I think that's it. I don't even want to say see you later. How about I say I'm sorry?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. So sorry. Oh, are we really done? Okay, I guess we're done.
Damn.